Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Ava's Luxury for Less, with me, Avanita. Thank you so much for tuning in for my new and first video of 2020. In my video today, I'll be showing you how I updo my bathroom storage. So the things you'll need is your scissors, blade. I actually got this screwdriver from IKEA, and then also you need a storage cupboard, which we found on the side of the road, and then we'll need some paper. So this is what it looks like when I found it outside. They tend to put out a lot of stuff on the side of the road, so we tend to pass stuff and just go through it. But I really like this, and I'm thinking, okay, it's quite a good size. I'll just put it in my bathroom. So this is what it looks like. It's a bit rough, but I don't think it is like that rough that it needs to be put out. A little TLC, and also be able to recycle it. It's better than throwing it out. So let's get cracking and let's just go right into it. So as you can see, it is, as I said before, it's not like 100% damaged. It's just got little chips on it, and also because it's not real wood, because the water has soaked through most of the material, it has gone a bit lumpy. But I'm going to show you how to kind of restore it and let it be something that you can use again. So what I've done, a little warm water with some fairy, and I'm just wiping off the excess dirt because it's been on the side of the road for I don't know how long. So I've just taken out the drawer and then just go in with my cleaning cloth and then just hot water. That's it, nothing else. And sorry, hot water and fairy, and just start wiping off all the excess which is there. So once I've finished that, I got my contact paper. These contact paper, I got them from Wilko, as you guys remember in my video before. So what I did, I just measured it and then used my scissors to cut it out. Please be very careful with the scissors because you don't want to hurt yourself and ruin your day. After done that, I just started gluing it to the top of the storage cupboard, which I've taken off because I want it to be a lot easier to put on. Just try to get rid of most of all of the air bubbles that you can, because you don't want it to be too lumpy. And then after, just cut off all the excess that you have remaining, because it is quite a lot. It's a bit not weird, but it's a bit awkward to get it right the first time. So if it means you have to cut it 1, 2, 3 times, just make sure you do. And then once I finish wrapping the top part of the storage cupboard, I just use my scissors just to cut off the excess, snip the ends, and then I just fold and tuck it in so it looks really nice and neat and it doesn't look really bulky. Again, be very careful with the scissors, because I keep saying be careful and I wasn't being too careful, and I accidentally snipped myself. But I didn't show it, but I accidentally snipped myself. So please be very careful with the scissors, because you don't want to ruin your day. And then once I've done that, I just went over with my blade and just get off all the excess, the little stuff which is hanging off. As you can see, I just used my blade, and again, be very careful because the blade is a lot sharper than the scissors. And what I've done, I've cut a next section for the rest of the storage cupboard, and then just start attaching it to the sections that I want to cover to kind of give it a different look. I don't want it to be all white because it was all white, but I want to give it something, a little bit of a spruce, if you may. So I want to give it a different look. It is a bit tricky to actually put the contact paper on in this position, so it took me a while to get it together, but I did get it together. And you just have to have patience. That's the main key. You just have to have patience, and then just take your time, and then just try to get rid of the air bubbles as much as possible, because you don't want to finish and then when you have a look, all your work is full of air bubbles. So just take your time and just go through it, and I promise you it will come out good. Alright, so once I've finished adding the contact paper, I just took my blade and then just went off and just take off all the excess which is hanging. So there are other contact paper, as I said before in my other videos, in Wilko, so it is totally up to you which one you want to choose. I choose this one because most of the stuff in my bathroom is actually white, so I didn't want to go off too much. In the first part of the video, I showed a pink paper, but I am not that girly, and I just decided, no, I'm not going to go with it at all. So I took the screwdriver and I just took the knob off of the door because I really don't like it. It is damaged really bad and I really don't like it. So I want to put something totally different onto it. Yeah. So as I said before, there are other contact papers, and I did show the pink one. It's quite glittery, but I don't think I'm that girly to have that in my house like for a long time. So I just started putting it on, and then I just changed my mind. I'm like, look, no, there's no way. And then I remember I had to think about 3 or 4 of these other marble looking one, and I was like, okay, it works well. So I measured it on the side as to how long I need it, cut it. And again, please be very careful with the scissors because you do not want to cut yourself. And then patiently, because if you try to rush to put it on from the edge, it will be a bit wobbly, and then you all have to start all over again, which means you have to take it off again and then start doing it again, which is very much annoying. So you want to just take your time, get it on the first section right, get all the air bubbles out, and then just slowly, like what you see what I'm doing here, slowly, just use your thumb just to kind of get out the air bubbles and just trying to get it in place. And then once it's in place, you can just start, getting out the rest of the air bubbles. And as you can see, I just turned it over. It hasn't moved or anything. And then it's a lot more easier for me to work because I know that bit is secured. And then this is what it looks like. You can see I've cut out the middle because I didn't like the fact that it just looked all marbled. So I wanted to have something just a little bit more. I didn't want it to just look dead marbled. So I cut out the middle of the section, but you can't tell because it looks awesome and I really like it. So yeah, but you see I just use my blade and go around and just trim off the excess which is hanging around, just to make it look nice and neat, and yeah. So I'm showing you how I did it. So what I did, I covered it and then I used my finger to find the section where the corners are, and then I use my blade slowly because if you do go too hard you will slip and then cut the paper. So slowly go all around it with the blade, and then that's what it looks like after finish. And then I just finished the other side of it. Again, as I said before, be patient because as you can see you have to keep going back and forth. And then at the top I just did exactly what I did for the side and just cut out the middle. And then once I'm finished with that, I just go in with my blade and just get off all the excess which is hanging, just to make it neat. Actually, if you want to do something totally different, you could probably spray paint it, but I was thinking it's a bit too late, so I didn't want to do that. So the top of the storage cupboard, they come with little screws. So what I'm doing with my thumb is just trying to feel the holes where the screw is supposed to be, and then I use my screwdriver just to punch the hole in, and then put the screws in, and then start to use my screwdriver just to get the screws back in because we need it, because it's the top of it. And then once I've put that back on, I went on to work on the drawers. The drawer is a bit damaged in terms of white. So I had this piece of white contact paper that I had. So I just measured it out, cut it, and then just start attaching it onto the drawer. Again, be patient. If you notice on the sides and also on the front of the storage cupboard, it does has like lines going between it. So for me it was a little bit harder because I had to make sure that the bubble didn't get stuck in between those lines. So you want to be patient. It doesn't have to be the same project what I'm doing, but even if it's something close to what I'm doing, just be patient because these things require patience. And then there I am using my blade just to get off the excess. And guys, just please be very careful with your blade or your scissors or whatever you use, because the blade is really sharp and you don't want to miss, and then, you know, once you miss and your hand goes down, eventually it will cut you. So just be very careful. I'm actually loving the storage cupboard already just by looking at it in the back section of me fixing the drawer. It looks quite different already. You can't tell that this was something that was outside. I've been passing it like 2-3 days, 4 days, yeah, about 4 days, and I'm thinking that looks nice. I could put it in the, you know, in my bathroom. I was deciding on space, but I had to rearrange a few stuff which I still haven't finished yet, so that's one of the next reason why I didn't put it in my bathroom and took some photos. I actually just put it in my living room, so that's it. But yeah, as you can see, I just used my hand just to finish out nice and neat, and I did the same thing for the door. I had these handles that I picked up at a Wilko. I think they were 25p, no, they were £2.50 I think, for about 6 or 8. I don't quite remember, but yeah, this is what it looks like, and I really like the way it turned out. You cannot believe that this is something that I picked up off the road, and to be honest, it didn't cost me that much because these stuff are all stuff that I had at home. Okay, the contact paper I paid $4.99 for, but other stuff, you know, they came in bulk, so it's not that countable in terms of cost wise. And then these are some little stuff that I just throw on just to take a few photos of you. I'm in love with my plant. I have this plant in my kitchen and I love it so much, so much. I had to take it out and just whack it on there and just like, okay, a few photos. Yeah, but this is what it looks like, guys. Please tell me if you like the end result, if this is things that you'd like to see me do more, and also if this is something that you see yourself doing, or if there's tips or, you know, any little thing that I could help you with to do something like this at home. You know, you don't necessarily have to throw away stuff because they kind of change or they just look a bit, you know, shabby. You can do totally different stuff to it to kind of give it life again. And I love the recycling thing. I am 100% on the recycling thing. So guys, please comment below the video, like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and share. Also, thank you very much for all the comments and also the followers that I have on Instagram. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon in my next video. Thank you. Bye.